Hey everybody, Joey from Diesel Bookstore here, and I am coming at you with some more recommendations. My theme for these recommendations is trilogies. So all these books that I'm presenting to you today are the first in a trilogy. First up, Ancillary Justice by Leckie. It is a sci-fi space opera. It takes place within this empire, galaxy-spanning empire, that doesn't have a concept of gender. So the people that are within this empire, they all have a female pronoun that they use, and so all characters, when referred to in the book, female pronoun, and even though they may not necessarily be female bodied. So it is very personally challenging to challenging to me. I read it about like what the idea of what can an emperor look like, what does a spaceship captain look like, what is a soldier, and starts off a little vague. I don't want to spoil anything, but it turns when you figure out where it's going. Super cool. Loved it. One of the most satisfying trilogies that I have ever read, to be honest. There we go. Next up, Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. It is the first book in the Mistborn trilogy, and it is a fantasy novel that takes place in a world where certain people are born with powers, magic powers, and the powers are fueled by metal that people consume. So depending on the power you get, then you'd have to consume a different metal, and the metal fuels the power. And so even though that these people are very rare, they're not very common, even though it's all about those people. There are certain people who are super rare that are born with the power of Mistborn, and they have the ability to consume all the different metals to fuel their powers. So there's most people have one. These guys have 8. So main character Vin, she was born from the enslaved underclass, but somehow she has all 8 powers as a Mistborn, and that should not happen. But as it is, it happened. So she is brought in to go undercover as a noble, and even though she shouldn't be there, classic fish out of water, and then the comedy of errors, and then there's a heist. There's all kinds of stuff. Like Mistborn, Brandon Sanderson, check it out. Really loved it. It is the gateway to a larger fantasy universe, you could say, which are he's got. But you know what? Start here. Don't worry about that yet. Start here, Mistborn. Then finally, this is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, and it is a kind of like Arabian Nights sort of thing. The main character, it takes place in 19th century Cairo, well, starts there at least. And the main character, she's a thief, con artist kind of thing, and running scams. And as it happens, she scams the wrong person. And then she has to run, and then what happens is she gets brought into the world of the Jinn and the Freet, and it turns out that she is at the center of a conspiracy, prophecy, all these kinds of things. And it's super fun. It was one of my favorite books the year that it came out. It's in paperback now, and I saw that the 3rd book in the trilogy is forthcoming soon. I've actually got the advanced reader. It's at my house. I'm super excited to read it, finish this up. So I don't feel bad about recommending it because it is going to be finished. It will be finished in just a couple months whenever it comes out.